Audio. We're on day 2 of the MLB slate. We're going over our plays from yesterday as well as going over our plays we got today. The slate for the MLB season, day 2. Yesterday was pretty eventful, a lot of fun. We did pretty well. I had some ups and downs, learned the curves of what the teams are going to look like here moving forward. But for the most part, we had a pretty solid day. For at least on my end, the only person that really sold was Skeens and his last 2 at-bats through two walks and ended up selling me there for the sweep. But we keep it pushing. Tone, how did you do yesterday?
I definitely had worse days. In total, went 6-6. Somehow ended up about a half a unit. My Giants came in clutch at the bottom of the 9th, had a 4-run rally for the dub. That was my favorite moment of the night, I think. And then, unfortunately, the Tigers couldn't get it done. They really had me bought in the first half. And then the Dodgers might win 162 games this year. That's what I learned from opening day. And it's unfathomable that the Angels couldn't even make a playoff run with Shohei. He's literally he might be the best player I've ever seen in baseball outside of like Barry Bonds. But
yeah, he's nuts. I remember when we were looking at their 104 line. We're like, that's really high.
Yeah, no, I actually think 120 might have been more accurate.
No, they're going to be absolutely nuts. I mean, you never know with injuries, though. Anything can happen going forward. But for at least day 1, they looked impeccable. Let's hop into the obviously I have my recap on the screen now, but let's hop into the lines for today for MLB. How'd you do with March Madness yesterday? I didn't check in on how you did yesterday.
I actually do think March Madness in general kind of saved my day. Arizona covered, the overhit in Arkansas, Texas Tech, Alabama covered. Dude, that under of Alabama BYU was horrific.
I know we were talking back and forth. You're like, it's so high. I'm like, I promise you there will be zero defense. But they also shot out of their minds. So,
dude, they made everything. Their shooting was like
nuts,
like NBA level shooting, and also everybody was like on a fast break. Like every time they inbounded the ball, they were already like going up for a 3-pointer at the same time.
Yeah, Bama's the fastest paced team in the NCAA, I think, by far this year. So to keep up with them is tough, and BYU struggles on the defensive side of things with the breaks, that's why I lean the over there. But it was a very high line. Not much you can predict there for them to shoot like 50% from 30. You can't predict that. So them scoring 113 points in a college game is insane. Digress.
Also, I thought Maryland had it there for a second, but
they did for a second. I was like, oh shit, we might be on upset watch, and then they lost it sadly. But Duke was also on the ropes there for a second. Arizona really was putting up a good fight. But
yeah, honestly though, like I would have been kind of upset if Arizona won that game and I wasn't on their money line. Sometimes I felt like that. Not necessarily I think it's gonna happen, but just like, would I be upset if I wasn't on this side of history? Arizona would have been one of those, but I knew Arizona was going to let me down. I knew that they were a trap. 9.5 covered, though.
So yeah, 9.5 did cover, so that's all that matters. Let's hop into the MLB side of things for today. We obviously have
before we hop into MLB, are we live on the tubes?
We should be live on YouTube.
I'm trying to pull it up on my end so I could watch it.
Oh, it started a fucking new stream. That's why. Damn, I knew it was going to do some dumb shit. All right, well, we started. Okay. I'll cancel the old one and put the thumbnail on this one. Damn, that's really annoying.
All good.
It happens.
I'm just checking. I was on the wrong one.
I'll share that link in Discord.
Not a loaded slate for MLB. Not a lot of games. It's weird how we have opening day, everyone plays, and then the next day after, it's like half the teams have no game. But
yeah, no, it's actually insane.
We're going to push forward with it anyways, you know.
All right, Rockies and Rays are our first game, though. You want to talk through that one real quick while I fix this setup?
Yeah, so we got Ryan Pepiot on the mound for the Rays. We got Kyle Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. This game is in Tampa Bay. First game at George Steinbrenner Field for the MLB. If you guys don't know, that is the Yankees minor league stadium. And this is a big adjustment for the Rays because normally their stadium is pretty pitcher friendly. Just the atmosphere of it, a lot of batters find it difficult to track the ball in the old Ray Stadium. This stadium is outside, so I think it's going to be pretty hitter friendly this year. We'll kind of have to see. Obviously, Florida, hot, humid, that helps with hitting some dingers going long. But Ryan Pepiot, I think is in for a good season. He's a pitcher that I like generally. Rockies lineup isn't good. They could be sneaky, all right. Like if we're gonna rank them 1 through 30, there's a chance they're like 29. But I think they could be a sneaky like 22 this year if things break right, which again isn't good. But on some days like that's gonna be enough to get the job done. And we see now that they're almost 2-1 dogs. I'm not gonna lie, feels kind of enticing.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. 2-1 is a lot. Plus Yandy 1.5 total bases is what someone's saying. Fry bets has said it on 2 different accounts in the comments. He's very on that in this one, so it'll be interesting. I think the 2-1 value though is kind of crazy. Obviously, like you said, I kind of agree with all those points. It's crazy the money percentage. Everyone is on Tampa, but the spread is a little bit further out with 70%, and a lot of people are on the over of this game, 60% on the over. The only thing I have for this game, outside of obviously if we're going to take a winner here, I do have Ryan, is it Pepiot? How do you pronounce his last name? Pepiot?
Basically, it's just like without the T. So it's like Pepiot.
Oh, Pepiot. Okay. Because I'm always so bad at pronunciations of these fuckers' names.
Honestly, that could be so wrong too, but that's how I've always been saying it.
Well, Ryan Pepiot, at least. I liked his under 1.5 earned runs here, minus 120 on DK. Obviously, the Rockies ranked second worst in WRC plus with the 10th worst on base percentage. Like, obviously, the struggles on opening day could be there. Obviously, we get the value, though, if we're going to take them to win the full game. But Pepiot gave up 0 runs against them last year. Obviously, this is a great matchup. 6-9 batters on the Rockies. Had a 25% or higher strikeout rate last season. And Pepiot being in the 75th percentile of strikeout percentage, it sets him up to be really a great matchup. So I really like him pitching in this one. Obviously, the under-earned runs is something I like. I kind of lean more. I'm more personally on the under in this game, but I can swing either way. I'm not too sold on either side of it, but I do like Pepiot under 1.5 earned runs here.
Under 1.5. It's a short line, but again, like this Rockies team, it's pretty weak. Like I feel like I am generally high on a lot of the individual players that they have. Like I kind of like Tovar for what he is.
Mm-hmm.
I like Toglia. There's some guys at the top of their lineup that they're gonna have Doyle, McMahon. Like in a vacuum, these aren't guys that you're looking at and being like, this is a strong lineup. But on any given day, yeah, I like them a lot better at Coors, obviously. But I don't know. I kind of they're one dog that I'm heavily considering. We'll get to other dogs later. Maybe at the end we'll like make a final decision on the dog that we're gonna ride with. But
we should make a
strong contention for today.
We should make every day we go with one underdog and just ride it and see what we can muster up. If we can muster up a little streak here of some dog plays of the day.
1,000%.
Yeah, let's waste no time. Hop straight into the next one. Yeah, this slate is small. What the hell? You weren't kidding. I thought there was more games than this. What was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. That's it? All right. Orioles and Blue Jays are playing at 7 p.m. Orioles just bent over my Blue Jays yesterday. Was not... It's the exact thing I said that I thought was going to happen with Barrios pitching. It's just he's either hot or he's freezing cold. He got raked right out of the gates. The Orioles were rolling. Blue Jays couldn't get anything going. Obviously, everything is on the Blue Jays today with their money being 84%, Baltimore spread being 72%, and everyone being on the over of this game. Gausman versus Morton. Where do your feelings lie? What are you thinking for this one?
These are two pitchers that I don't really trust. Like, it feels like one of these dudes is going to get a really cheap win. Like, they're going to go like 5 innings, let up 4 runs. They will get like 6 strikeouts, but they'll get like a win off of a really shitty performance. And so I am going to go with, I think the public here is what I'm seeing. But I'm going with the over. Like, neither of these dudes I trust that much. Obviously, we saw him score, or at least it was one-sided. But the Orioles were able to score a lot without Gunnar Henderson. And so, I think 8.5 is an accurate line. But me personally, I'm just kind of out on Gausman. Charlie Morton, I think, is fine for what he is. Like, he'll get you 6-7 strikeouts probably, but like he is also like he can get hit around a little bit. So I think the offense is going to continue here.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Money percentage and bet percentage are also both on the over there as well. So, yeah, you're definitely with the public, but I also agree with the public. The over on this one feels really juicy. I think hopefully the bats can get rolling here for the Blue Jays as well. I know the popular pick is Vladdy to hit a dong today. It hit traditionally well versus Morton in the past, so we'll see. We'll see what can happen there. But did you play any home run parlays yesterday for the free? I know there's a few places doing free promos for parlay stuff for home runs yesterday. Did you do any of those?
I did not. I try to stay away from home run hitters. I think at this point I'm like signed up for all sports books. I don't think they like. I don't know. I don't think I get any free shit like that anymore. So.
Yeah. All right.
No, but I do have the over of 8.5. I got it at -104 earlier, so
the best
you can
get
official play of the day.
-105 now on Bet365. So you got some value there. It's now up to 108 on FanDuel. So yeah, 105 is the best you can get there, but that's still very good value for the over there. I also agree. I like that spot. Then let's hop into the Pirates. Miami Pirates. Tough beat for yesterday, but today we have Mitch Keller on the mound and Connor Gillespie. What's it, Gillespie? Strikeouts.
Yeah,
he's at 3.5 strikeouts. Keller's at 4.5 strikeouts. And then right now the spread and money line are both on Pittsburgh at 84%, and the money is on the over at 78%. So that's pretty much what we're looking at there. And then Pittsburgh is obviously favored at -138, and the Marlins are dogs at +130, with the over-under being 7.5, and the under you can snag at 8.5. So a little bit of value there for either side. Where are you leaning? Give me your thoughts.
Man, I really never want to back Miami, but like I'm not gonna lay minus money with the Pirates ever, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So one thing I was kind of looking at was Mitch Keller strikeouts. I don't actually have a bet on it yet. I think when I was looking at it, it was 5.5. But Mitch Keller's like he's a boom bust pitcher. So if he's on, there's a chance that he strikes out like 7 or 8 Marlins today, or he's gonna come out rusty and kind of have a down performance. I think an alternative strikeout line for Mitch Keller could be a move here. You know, if you want to go with like a some plus money play there. But again, like I don't always like backing Mitch Keller, but you know, against a weak opponent, like he could have his way with him for sure.
Yeah, no, he last year, I know I cashed him out and strikeouts a good amount last year. Against good matchups, he thrives. Against bad matchups, he absolutely sucks. He's a pretty predictable pitcher in that regard. You can get him at +115 and +116 for 5.5. That could be some good value there if people want to bump that up. 5.5 Ks. For strikeout 15, +115, I'm seeing it on BetMGM. +116 on Caesars. So if you want to boost it up a little bit, I don't mind that play at all. I'm leaning the over in this game. I think again, like you said, boom bust though. I think both these pitchers towards the end after a few innings could definitely start to get raked here. And we could see some runners getting on base pretty quickly. So I like the over in this game. Obviously, it's a little bit juicy at -130, but I think it's a good spot at 7.5 for them to score 8 runs here.
Like Mitch Keller to get 7 strikeouts, kind of high, but it's +280 at FanDuel.
Yeah, that's great value.
I mean, I kind of feel like he's almost like a Marquez Valdez-Scantling type player where it's like his line might be set at like 40 yards, but there's no chance he gets like 45 yards. It's either going to be like 0 or 100.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's a good play if you want the plus money, so I'm down. That's a good value right there at +280.
Don't let me forget about that one.
We'll come back to it for sure because we'll do a plus money play to end here, or a dog play to end here. Boston Red Sox, Texas Rangers is going to be next at the 8:05 start time. Red Sox only minus 111 against the Rangers, plus 104. Money is all with Boston, 66% on that side. Spread is also 50-50 there, but the bet percentage is with Boston. And everyone is 90% of people are on the over. 90%. So a lot of people taking the over in this one. Jack Leiter versus Tanner Houck. So that should be a pretty good matchup. Where do your thoughts lie with the over-under being 8.5? Pretty high line.
Yeah, dude, I am just chalking it up today. I also took the over 8.5 at minus 120. I mean, it's an exciting matchup. Like, obviously, these two teams, great offenses, but Jack Leiter is making his first start this season. Obviously, young guy, super highly touted prospect. It's going to be interesting to see where he's at. Because I do think, like, eventually it's all going to come together for Jack Leiter, and he's going to be a dominant pitcher. I don't know if it's, like, today, obviously. And Tanner Houck, a dude who kind of been banged up, or sorry, not banged up, but he wasn't having a great spring training. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously, spring training, not real ball. Guys don't, go 100% there, but kind of bad vibes with Tanner Houck there. So that's kind of why I took the overs. I think both of these offenses can get to the starters today. And then I also took under 4.5 strikeouts for Tanner Houck. Just not a strikeout guy. Texas Rangers didn't strike out a lot as a team last year against righties. Houck only striking out, I think it was like 20% of batters. It was somewhere in like the 33rd percentile. So I don't know. I think Tanner Houck's a dude who could come out slow start, good offense, get hit around a little bit. So I like the over 8.5, and then Houck under 4.5 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I was looking here right now at Devy's plus 100 to get 1.5 total bases. That feels like a pretty good spot versus a young pitcher and Leiter. I think Devers could really have his way there. That plus 100 feels good value for Devers. Outside of that, I wouldn't really take too many other player props out of this game. Just off the top of the dome, like you said, young player. Houck has had a lot of question marks as of recently. So again, this game could get out of hand pretty fast. The over, I feel like, is a great spot there. You still can get it at minus 124, which is, if I were you guys, I would. If you missed the value earlier, at one point it was all the way up to minus 115 from what I'm seeing. So get it minus 124 while you can, because it's definitely going to keep going up and up and up. And yeah, I really like that spot. That would probably be the two spots I would take, would be Devers total bases, and I'd probably take the over in this game. I don't think I would lean either side entirely, but that's what my brain is.
Dogs. I mean, anytime you get like a matchup between two high-powered teams like this, the dog is always going to be enticing if you can get them for like plus 100 or better, Yeah,
plus 104 is not bad value, but for almost big books, like that's on Sport Trade. So most of the big books have a plus 100, plus 102, plus 100. Yeah, so it's like the value's not crazy, but it's definitely solid enough. Then we got the Mets Astros. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just saying, like, Jack Leiter could come out and fucking dominate. You never
Dude,
really
imagine he does. That'd be crazy.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, that'd be kind of lit.
That'd be huge for the Rangers to win that division.
Oh my God, huge. But then we do have the Mets Astros. Astros came out yesterday and gave a big fuck you, which is awesome. Love to see that. This matchup, we have McGill and then we have Brown. Hunter Brown makes his first appearance. It should be interesting there with the over-under being 8.5 and 8 on some books for the most part. 8. Yeah, I'm seeing 8s pretty much across the board. All the money line is with Houston. Not all of it, but 63% is with Houston. Spread is all with Houston at 76%. And the under is favored in this one at 54%. So that's interesting in and of itself. Mets are obviously dogs in this one at plus 111. And Astros, you can get a minus 120. Yeah, it should be interesting. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you have any strong feelings on any plays here?
Not really. Not a huge fan of McGill, so I don't really want to back the Mets here, even as plus 110 or so dogs. I don't really have a strong lean with the total either. I don't know. Didn't look too hard into player props for this one. This game I'm kind of just staying away from.
Yeah, I am as well. I have literally 0 things written down for this game. So from that sake, I'm probably avoiding it as well. Not really touching anything. The value's kind of dipping as well in the live movement. So not much really to get out of this game. If I were to lean like off the top of the dome, if you want anything out of this game, I would probably
They're gonna
lean
make
Mets
you
at the
take that
value.
over.
Yeah, it's just not a lot. Not a lot here. Does anyone in the comments have any plays for this game? Let's see that. Anyone got some juicy for Mets Astros? We'll see as they come
Like a
in.
game like this where I have no strong lean, I would just roll with the over and be like, "Fuck it, that's what I want to see." I want to see
Yeah.
the Mets Astros offense just tee off.
See Soto fucking do something, not strike out for the game.
Yeah,
But yo,
pretty much.
Valdez had a good game yesterday. That was hype. Cooked.
Yeah.
Then we have Braves Padres. We'll just go to the next game. 9:40. So another hour and a half later. We do have the Braves and Padres at the first pitch. Braves are dogs in this one, a plus 115. Padres minus 123 with the over-under being 7. You can snag it at a clean 7. You can get it at 7.5 for a little bit better value. All the money line at 77% is with the Padres, as well as the spread. 53%, so a lot closer for sure. And the over is at 70% for this one. So where are your feelings at? I have one player prop for this game, but where are your feelings at for this one?
Yeah, again, Braves as dogs plus 115. Like, that's always enticing. I'm a big fan of Ronaldo Lopez. He's another dude who is struggling in spring, but like I kind of have more confidence in him versus like other players that have not had that great of spring. And the one thing I was looking at was Dylan Cease's strikeout total is like at 5.5, which feels kind of low. But the under, last time I checked, was plus 125. And again, I do think that line is low, but for plus money, like, I might test Cease. Might make him prove it, you know?
Interesting. I have the over. I have the over.
You have the over.
Yeah, I do.
That was your player prop?
That was one of my player props. I have three props for today. One of them is Cease over 5.5. I got a minus 135. Lines moved a little bit now. Cease hit this in 60% of games last season, including 11 Ks at versus the Braves at home last season. So again, he's pretty familiar with this squad. And the Braves ranked 10th. 10th. What the hell did I write here? They're ranked 10th to last in strikeout. That's horrible English, gut. But obviously, Cease being in 91st percentile of swing to strikeout percentage is huge. And then he should have no trouble getting 6 Ks. 5 of 9 batters also have above a 25% K rate last season and were struck out by Cease at over a 20% K rate. So obviously Cease had an impressive spring too, 8 and 9 Ks in the 2 games he pitched. So obviously he kind of cooked there. I'm not going to look too far into that, but it definitely is a good tell that he's kind of moving right out of the gate. So hopefully we can get a pretty good game out of him. So I did like the over, but I understand where you're coming from the value perspective. If you wanted to bet the under for some funsies, I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, totally. I don't know. It like six batters striking out against the Braves is kind of feels tough, but I mean, it's Cease. Like,
yeah,
Cease is a dude that I feel like I'd be fading all the time, and he just makes me eat it.
Yeah, very good pitcher, very good pitcher. So I wouldn't be surprised here. I lean Padres in this one. If you're going to take a side, do you care for the over-under here?
7 is a little low. I'd probably, again, go over. But I think more than the total, I like Braves to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
They're a dog that I could fuck with today. For
sure. Can always fuck with the Braves. All right. My Nerfy of the day. Top straight into it. I'm wasting no time here. Nerfy, the Athletics versus the Mariners. I like the Nerfy here. No runs allowed. It is juiced. I got it at minus 135. But Castillo was 11-4 to the Nerfy at home with a 29 overall to the Nerfy last season. And now he has a great matchup, obviously, versus the A's. A strong opening matchup. Obviously, first and second batters were below 20 batting average against him. And the third batter for this A's team was a 300 bat. So again, we'll see that, but I was in very limited plate appearances, so we'll see how that actually turns out. Obviously, just a great matchup for him. Offenses were unimpressive on both sides. They have lack of kind of breakout hitters to really be scared of the Nerfy in this one. Springs on the other side. Obviously, his first start with the A's, but his Nerfy record last year was 6-1. And his career 2.89 ERA against the Mariners. Pitched 5 scoreless innings against them last season. So again, I think I've written down here a funny quote of 3 things are guaranteed in MLB: death, taxes, and the Mariners' inability to score in the first inning. So I'm gonna lean the Nerfy here for this game. So I like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Mariners can't score no matter what fucking inning it is.
Yeah,
so
they're
especially at home.
Yeah,
like that ballpark just limits the hell out of runs, and it's a good bet for sure. I'm excited to see what Springs can do. Now that he's healthy and with the A's, I was trying to look at something with this like strikeout total or something like that, but I didn't pick up on anything. A's, they owe us. They didn't come through yesterday.
Now they're due.
I might dabble back into them. I'm sucked back into the A's.
Yeah, no, pause. But I definitely agree. You can get some good value here at plus 120 as well on the money line. I'm kind of in. I'm kind of in on that as well for the dog. For the dog of the day. Yeah. Money line is all in Seattle at 70%. Spread, I forgot to say this earlier. Spread is 50% both ways, and the under is at 70% in this game, which I would also lean for sure. But you can get it at 7.5. So, I'm definitely leaning A's here. We'll come back to that for the dog of the day when we decide that here in a second, as we only have 2 more games left. Chicago Cubs and Arizona Diamondbacks. The Cubs have some pretty good value, plus 127. You can get a plus 125 on most books. Almost all the money line is with Arizona, though. Spread is also with Arizona at 52%. And then the under is about 50-50 for the over-under. Obviously, it's a pretty good matchup here today, and I'm excited. Both these teams are kind of underdog teams heading into the season, and they had a pretty good matchup before. So where are you at for today's game?
I don't have any plays, don't really have any leans, but looking at it now, like Tyone and Merrill Kelly feel like pretty similar pitchers in terms of like their level, like just how I view them overall as pitchers. So, if you can get plus 120 or better with the Cubs, I think that might
value's
be
there. Yeah, you can get it up to plus 124. Trying to look here real quick. Plus 124 on DK is the best value. So, yeah, no, that's a hell of a value that I would definitely take in a game where I think they could easily win this one if it goes their way. Again, pitching is very, very even as well there. So, yeah, that could be an interesting one. But I also don't really have many leans for this game. It should be a fun game to watch, though. And then Tigers and Dodgers for our final game, 10-10 first pitch. We have Flattery versus Yamamoto, so it should be interesting there. 4.5 and 5.5 for their strikeout lines. All of the money's with the Dodgers. All the money's with the spread with the Dodgers. All the money's on the over. Shohei is what we're thinking here. Tigers are damn near plus 200. They are plus 185. So you can snag them at plus 185 if you want to take the Tigers, but for the most part, the Dodgers probably got this one sealed away pretty quickly. Thoughts?
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. Like I feel like this game should be closer. Like plus 185 or whatever you said for the Tigers feels really good, but I'm also like, I don't know how you stop this Dodgers team at the same time. Like Flaherty versus Snell felt like the one game that the Tigers were going to snag in this series. I don't know. It's probably worth going back to the well, but I'm also down to just let it be and go with it.
Just accept fate that the Dodgers are the Dodgers. Because when you bet against the Dodgers, you're just like, why the fuck would I bet against the Dodgers? It's like the old Warriors when you used to bet against them. You're like, oh, they're due for an L. It's like, nope, they have KD, Steph, and Clay. What the fuck am I thinking?
Right.
Yeah, so it should be interesting there for sure. But I'm kind of also staying away from that game almost entirely. So we have one dog of the day before we leave, because I do have to wrap up here to catch the train on time. We do have one dog of the day. Where are you going? Obviously, you like the Pirates, the Keller, little added value there. We have some pretty good value on just the board in general for money lines. If you want to take that for the plus money, one plus money or one dog of the day, where are you headed? I would lean if I were to do anything, I think I like the A's here plus 120. But
Okay.
I'm not
If you take
entirely
the A's,
sold on
I'll
that.
take the A's.
Yeah, I'm kind of in
I'm
on the
down to
A's to
watch
bounce
it.
back for a game. Again, in Seattle, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I like the A's here. Plus 120 feels like good value. I'll put a unit on that. So if you guys are here, we'll make this the stream play of the day. We'll do one stream dog of the day every single day, or one stream plus money play at least. And yeah, we'll add that to the slip every single day. So that should be a little fun added value for anybody that tunes into the streams. I know that added some value when we did that for NBA. So I think that'll be kind of cool to start doing that with MLB as well. Any other takeaways real quick before we wrap up?
All right. Any other plus money, whether it's like Keller strikeouts, Braves to win. I think those are my next two or Rockies. Do we go long shot?
Oh fuck,
Rockies
I forgot the
too?
Rockies.
Dude,
Rockies
were
2-1
good.
value.
180.
Rockies have some. I'll be down to rock the Rockies too.
All right, between those three, Rockies, Braves, and then Keller strikeouts, you're feeling Rockies?
I mean, my brain tells me the Braves, but my heart tells me the Rockies. So I'd probably go Rockies. That's how we should bet around here. Bet with our hearts.
Right. I can rock with them.
Yeah, I'm down with the Rockies, so I'll be lit. I'm in. If you guys want to add Keller strikeouts, you can definitely sprinkle it in. Not a bad shot for the plus money.
I might just do all fucking four of them. Like I can't fucking choose. It's all or nothing.
All or nothing. And hey, if they all cash, we have a pretty big damn day there. So it's not the end of the world. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in for today's show. We will be back tomorrow per usual. As there is MLB action damn near. How big is the slate for tomorrow?
It's a normal slate tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say large and in charge per usual, which is good. Today's is so small. I guess because March Madness, they just don't want to be firing away, which makes sense. Sunday, going to the Yankees game, so I'm excited for that. That should be lit. They're playing the Brewers, so that'll be good. Stroman pitching.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Going by yourself?
Nah, I'm going with the lady friend, so it should be good. Should be a lot of fun. But
baseball games is like A+ date.
Dude, it's a good time. So I'm excited. I've also only been to Yankee Stadium once, so it should be cool, pretty cool to go back and check it out. So
you got to go to oh fuck, I'm not gonna remember the name of that bar. I'll find it for you on a map. It's called
yeah, we'll figure it out in the office today. Whatever. For sure. We'll remember in the office. But I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, all to the fun shit down below. Hit the follow button on Twitter if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.